So I was considering what to talk about for our next video, and it dawned on me that it would be amiss of me to carry on talking about football without acknowledging the horrible events that are going on in Ukraine at the moment. And I'm sure I speak for everyone in the Just Arsenal family when I say that our thoughts and prayers are with all the people, all the families suffering at the minute in Ukraine. I've often said, any of you who followed my work will know that I've often said that football is a brilliant sport, but it is just that, a sport. Nothing is more important than life. Nothing is more important than family. Nothing is more important than your freedom. And never has that been best reflected when you see the horrific scenes that are coming out of Ukraine at the minute. You would feel that in 2022, people wouldn't need reminding that football is just a sport and that there are more important things going on. I've often talked about and written about how I feel we have a problem in this country where grown men and women who have respected jobs, who wouldn't think twice about certain behaviour during the week, they get to a weekend and they seem to see football as a reason, as an excuse, as this escape where they can say and do whatever they want without any consequences. That's why we've had a rise in racism over the last few years when it comes to match day people going to football. That's why we've had the rise in antisocial behaviour and arrests. And lo and behold, last week at Burnley, like a lot of grounds up and down the country, decide to do a 1 minute applause to show respect and solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. And Chelsea fans decide to use that minute, not all of them, but a portion of them, to chant the name of Roman Abramovich. I can't get my head around that. I can't comprehend that. I don't know if I'm just more educated, but I can't try to even get in the head of those people. It's not about them showing respect for Roman Abramovich or thanking him for what he's done for Chelsea. He is the man solely responsible for the most successful period in their history. Even if you want to argue that it's not his fault that the leader of his country has decided to do what he's done, just like it's not the fault of other Russian footballers and sports people and actors and actresses. You know, they can't help that they're Russian. But there was a time and a place. That 1 minute was meant to be all about Ukraine. And to go, no, I want to make it about Abramovich just because he has a lot of money and just because we, from a footballing point of view, have benefited at that, just lacks class. And the irony being that in the predictions last week, I actually kind of stuck up for Chelsea fans. I said all of those people that are happy that Abramovich was going to be sanctioned, happy that Chelsea were going to be affected. I said I didn't want to use a real life tragedy as a kind of way to beat Chelsea around the head. I didn't want to use a real life conflict as banter. And lo and behold, Chelsea fans go and show their true colours. Not just Chelsea, FIFA, UEFA, who proved in the pandemic, who proved year after year how out of touch they are with the average man and woman in the street. They tried everything to pacify people's concerns. If they had their way, Russia would still be playing in the upcoming World Cup playoff, would still be playing in the Women's European Championship this summer, but simply wouldn't be called Russia, wouldn't have their flag showcased. And it took the likes of England and Poland and Sweden and other nations to basically back UEFA and back FIFA into the corner and make it very clear that no way would they be facing Russia in any sporting capacity in the near future. And And obviously FIFA and UEFA, it's a lot easier for them to bend when they've got other sporting football nations putting the pressure on. But sport is no different to other businesses and other politicians and other companies, where basically, how can we hurt Russia long term? Well, we can hurt Russia long term by economically, by hitting them in the pocket, the likes of the German banks not associating themselves, sponsors not associating themselves, and almost like putting pressure on the Russian people that if you want to back your country and you want to stay silent, then this is what Russia will look like. Russia essentially will become like North Korea. It will be a country on its own. I get tired of the likes of reading Stan Collymore and reading people on Twitter, and Twitter's never, the best place anyway to go get a kind of sensible debate. But people who are almost like trying to say, well, why are football taking a moral stance against Russia and, not taking a moral stance against this, and etc., etc. And look, I'm not going to get into the politics of every conflict that's going on in the world. I, for example, was defending Mesut Ozil. I struggle to see the difference of Arsenal not supporting Ozil in what were, to me, very fair comments about how China were treating Muslims. I didn't see how Arsenal didn't want to get involved in politics there, but will with Black Lives Matter. So while I understand the argument, you've got to understand, and this isn't meant to be a history lesson, but what Russia are doing at the minute isn't just an attack on Ukraine. It's an attack on Europe. Make no mistake, if they get their way and they take control of Ukraine, they won't stop there. And basically, any European nation, the majority of European nations, have the right to be independent and be free. And that's what Ukraine since 1991, 1992 want to be. They want to be free. They want to be independent. They want to be their own nation with their own identities, their own values. And Russia don't like that. And the idea that another country can just decide, no, we don't want you to have freedom, we don't want you to have independence, and we're going to come over and take that away, is scary. And the only way to fight back to Russia is to hit them where it hurts, in the pocket. Very proud of the scenes at Man City and the scenes at Everton, supporting the Ukrainian players. Very proud of the majority of grounds up and down the country, showing that 1 minute applause, showing the Ukrainian flag. And football is with Ukraine. Sport is with Ukraine. Just Arsenal are with Ukraine. What I'm going to ask the editors, the owners of this channel, to do is if we could put some sort of links in the description. And if you can, guys, let's raise some money. Don't have to go through me or just Arsenal. We'll get some links up where you can just go and donate. There's some great charities out there in the UK who are trying to help Ukraine, help them in terms of clothes for refugees, help them raise money for food and education, etc., etc., etc. So hopefully I'll get a couple of links in the description, and hopefully we can raise whatever money we can. I just feel that this isn't, me being political or trying to give you guys a history lesson. It is more that I just didn't feel comfortable doing another video talking about football and predictions without sending my love and my heart and my prayers out to everyone in Ukraine. I'm sure I'm not alone on Just Arsenal. On behalf of everyone at Just Arsenal, our thoughts and prayers are with the people in Ukraine, and we stand with them. And like I said, I'll speak to the editors, I'll speak to the owners. Let's get a couple of links in the subscription, and let's see if we can raise some money. We're not a fan base who needs to be told this. Obviously, some at Chelsea do, and I know other fans do watch these videos. So, if you're a Chelsea fan out there, just remember, football, beautiful game, but it is just that, a game. Take it easy, peeps.